Glasses on. Remember, there's CA in there, and when you're going around you do get fumes because you get burning CA and it stings your eyes. So try to, I wouldn't stick your head directly above it as you're engraving because you'll get fumes in your eyes. But I've got glasses on anyway, so it's to stop a little bit of it. That's if you don't turn the lathe on. Nothing to point out, if you've got a control box for the lathe, move it out of the way so you don't knock it with your leg. So I've got the spindle, I've got the lock on it, so as I'm engraving it doesn't try to turn, but the control box was right there, so as you lean over you could end up knocking the power on, but here goes. The advantage of having a steel tenon insert is that you can undo it, obviously with the tail stock brought up. You can undo it and just turn it around just that little bit, tighten it back up again. You can do that with a wood tenon, obviously. But if you do that with a wood tenon, when you take the tail stock off, when you start to turn it, to be out of balance, slightly out of balance, because the teeth don't dig into the wood exactly where they were before. Whereas the steel, obviously steel, will always run the same. Right, I've got the Milliput ready. There's a YouTube channel by a guy that I follow. His channel's called Jimsons Stuff. I'll add a link to the bottom of this video. He does a lot of work on bowls and doing Milliput inlays on bowls. So that's what his channel is, what gave me the idea about using Milliput on a project. at some point in the future, and this is that. So I've used the two-part Milliput, which is the black and the white activator, and obviously it's black and white. You keep on mixing it, turning it, folding it inside out. You do that and then fold it round. I've been mixing this quite a bit, so it is pure black and there's no white left in there, or grey, or dark grey. Now I'm going to peel little bits off at a time and just push them in. Knead them in. Now with inlays you can possibly get away with having a few little voids at the bottom of the channel, but I'm going to be taking this down, and also it is a split, so I want to try to seal it as much as I can. For this I'm going to take my gloves off, so the gloves aren't just pulling it back out again. In a minute I'm going to get a piece of wood that's a lot stiffer than obviously flesh and push it down a little bit more. But for now I'm just filling the crack. Or channel that I've created effectively. Anything around the outside of the crack is effectively wasted. And it's now at this point that I wish I hadn't took my glove off. So anything around the side is wasted, so what I'm doing is I'm just pushing it towards the middle a bit more. Make a nice upwards ridge. Now this is obviously making a mess of the surrounding area. That should be taken off with a chisel. We'll clean it up at the end anyway. Like I was saying before the video cut out, because it only records 8-minute sections, 8-minute 50 sections, so I'm going to speed this up now for you, because I'm sure you don't want to be watching me doing this for the next hour probably. So there we go, 700 times, go! Hello! Howdy doody. We'll start off with don't I? This Milliput's now dry. It's been on now for about 24 hours, something like that. I've done a test already just to see if it is dry enough. And it's giving a nice sharp edge. If you can see that just there. So I'm going to carry on now. I'm trying to be mindful because obviously the wood's a lot softer than this, so I don't want to dig in too hard, otherwise I'll have ridges. The Milliput will end up standing off higher than the actual wood itself. So glasses on. Let's see what damage I can do. The speed I've got it up to about, let's even it off. About 1,400. I'm feeling brave. Right, annoyingly, there's a few real tiny little voids. Notice that crack that's just appeared. That's split. Might be able to get some pore fill and get away with that. There's a slight section right on the edge there. Slight little bit there. That slight little bit there. But more importantly, right down near the bottom, looks like there's a bit that I've missed off completely. Or it snapped off as I was going round with it pulled out. Jimsons Stuff, Jim Overton on YouTube, his channel, asked him a question about Milliput. What's the best way to do it because of the splits, the cracks? And he did say to put some liquid epoxy in, either G-Flex or I think it was Aerodite. Camera stopped recording. He said either G-Flex or Aerodite. It's like a very thin epoxy that you can put in, and it soaks into the grain a little bit. and then you put the Milliput in, and it aids adhesion. I forgot, to be honest, so I'm very sorry, Jim Overton. I wasn't ignoring what you said, I just completely forgot. I thought, right, I've got the Milliput now, let's get on with it, and I got on with it, and that's possibly why. I mean, it has stuck and it's done a damn good job vast majority of the way around, just a few little voids, which is more than likely my fault, leaving a bit of air trapped in there. Just seems weird that it's right on the edges. There, 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 and a section right at the bottom, just there, which looked like I completely missed that all together because that looks all clean in there. So I'm going to go around, smooth it all off. That bit right at the bottom, I'm inclined to think maybe I'll leave that. But these bits around the sides, hopefully when I've smoothed it all off, it might actually dip down and get rid of those. So I'm going to even it all off now because I've been going round, it's got tool marks. It looks like I haven't done damaged the profile that much, it's just about there. It seems to ridge down a little bit, so approximately there, that's about where the ridge is. Right where it's closest. So there goes. There's a bit of tear out there. Good thing is with negative rate scrapers, bit of a tip, be very careful though. If you've got a lathe where you can reverse the turn and still go on this side of the tool rest anyway, but you just push down a little bit further, a little bit harder, you take very light cuts. So just reverse the polarity. That's got rid of that tear out. It's like mowing a lawn. You go over the lawn one way, brushes all the grains of the grass in one direction, tears some out possibly. You go the other way and it just nips off the top. It's like shaving. Not that I'd know. Shave one way, but to get rid of all the real stubborn bits, you just flick the other way at the end, just to clean it all down, don't you? You turn one way, and if you get a little bit of tear out, you then turn it the other way. But obviously with a negative rate scraper, not a normal scraper or a skew. Otherwise, you'll just end up burnishing the wood in patches, because it's not going to cut, it's just going to rub. This is a Hope hollowing system that I bought. I'm going to use it for something it's not designed for. The carbide tip is more or less 90 degrees to the bar, so I've got to go in very gingerly because it's putting a lot of pressure on it to twist it. I've already had a little go to see if it was actually worthwhile doing and see if it was safe to do without, see if I was going to destroy this or this. As long as I go in carefully like you would do with a spindle gouge, you're going from one side then the other, then one side then the other, you can do it. Obviously if you go all in like you would a parting tool, it's just going to twist this, probably bend this tip. It'll be a very expensive repair job just to save a little bit of wood in the middle. So here goes. Glasses on, wherever I can find them. There they are. tip out when you turn it on. So what I mean, it's got a slight wobble on it already. I'll gingerly put it in and then just move to the side. Chatter, because I don't think I've got this centred right. Raise it up a little bit. Like I say, it's chattering because it's not exactly designed for this. There we go. I've just got screw holes in there. They're going to go down to about there. I have the base on that, so I'm going to go about halfway. Not sure what I can use out of that. Although I have got one idea. Doing this bowl didn't measure right, because I measured it for the depth and I chipped a little bit of the shoulder off the rim, so I took the rim down. I forgot to adjust the this tool here that I've got. I forgot to adjust that, so obviously I went down deeper than what I could and I took out the bottom. So I might make a bung out of that, just a small circle, and glue it on. quite nice. I found that edge after I've done the Milliput, because I've got to now engrave round for the Milliput. Put all the Milliput in. In fact, it looks like I've got 2 cracks there. What's interesting, at this point in the project, I actually like the look of cracks. Three cracks. This one coming round here, and it goes in by about 50mm. There's a space of good wood, and there's another crack that comes round there, and just about there you've got another one that curls round to the side there. So I've got a bit of a hollow and a knot just there, so I stuck a little piece of Milliput in there. But I love the design of it. So now it's on to engraving again.